be happy to answer any questions that you have at the end. So basically, the programme has been put together to support businesses as we ease out of lockdown, which obviously is a hugely challenging time for everybody. So we've already, we're just coming to the end of phase one. So we've worked with an initial 50 companies, and we had a team of 14 mentors working with them, and the feedback has been absolutely phenomenal in terms of people feeling supported and being given different ideas and different ways to look at their businesses, ways that they can potentially pivot, etc. as well. So I'll run through some slides with you just to give you a little bit more information. So the process, there will be an application form which will be sent out to anyone who has expressed interest, and we'll be looking for various bits of information on that, which includes things like financial information, any business funding, support, CBILS loans, BIBLS loans, etc. that you've received. Excuse me. And a key part of that form is you sharing the key challenges that you're facing as you're coming out of lockdown. From that, we will then clarify your expectations in terms of what you're actually looking for from the programme. And the mentoring will very much focus on the sort of key and most important aspects of your business, which will have the most impact. So the benefits are, what we are doing is basically helping to make sure that your business is going down the right route. Everybody knows as a business owner, it can be very lonely sometimes, and it can also be incredibly difficult if you don't have someone else to bounce ideas off. So the mentors will work with you to make sure that you have got your route map out of lockdown basically clarified. So they'll be very focused on KPIs, which will help to guide you and obviously your teams, because they will play an integral role in this as well. And the team of mentors, which I'll talk a bit more about in a moment, are all experienced entrepreneurs and or business leaders. So they will be able to give you tangible advice, really good guidance, and as I say, very much idea driven as well, which will be a huge benefit for you. So one of the primary focuses of the programme is business agility. So you will work with your mentors and you'll look at things like coming up with solutions to adapt to market changes, which obviously very important to everybody at the moment are that incorporates cost savings. The more you can shave off your costs, obviously the more residue revenue you're going to have left in your business. As I said earlier, identify pivot products and services, because there are lots of opportunities out there for people to change their businesses and adapt according to the current circumstances. Respond quickly to customer demands. Again, that's hugely important at the moment. We've been getting quite a lot of feedback that some companies who are on the programme at the moment are finding that their competitors are doing a lot more than they had expected them to do, and perhaps more than they've done in the past. So another key aspect of it will be to make sure that you can achieve as much competitive advantage as possible. And obviously within that as well, to implement productive and cost-effective solutions to the challenges that you're facing. Obviously in October, I'm having a mental block, sorry, in October, a lot of the government support is going to be ending. So again, that's going to change people's focus on their business and what they're doing as well. So our team of mentors, they all have proven track records of business success. I would add into that they have also made plenty of mistakes. I know I certainly have over the longer than I care to share time that I've been an entrepreneur as well. And I think we all learn a lot from the mistakes that we've made along the line. So as well as being very successful, they have made mistakes too. They have all also been through the 2008 crash. Obviously, COVID didn't come with a guidebook in terms of what was going to happen and what will continue to happen. So the most relevant similar situation that anybody has been was the 2008 financial crash, and they have all been through that. They all have fantastic vision, as I said before, to help identify and maximise opportunities. And again, a lot of those will be opportunities that you perhaps haven't managed to think of yourself. And they also have extensive networks, which will enable them to, where applicable, introduce you to people who can give you different ideas, different help, and collaborate with you as you grow your business. We also have a wider support network as well. So we've got a team of experts in specific areas. So they include things like financial management, legal, funding, investment, bids and tenders. So if required, if your mentor feels that they can't give you specific support in a very specialist area, then we do have other people that will be able to give you an hour of their time to help you with that as well. And that would be something that would be discussed with your mentor at the time. So the selection process, obviously we are delivering this on behalf of the Scottish Government. So from our perspective, we need to make sure that we have a wide variety of size and stages of business. It's probably pertinent to say at the moment that we are not able to accept pre-revenue businesses. We can accept startups, but there needs to be turnover there. If any of you have any questions about that at the end, then please feel free to ask. We need to have a wide geographical reach as well. So we're looking for businesses from the whole of Scotland, and also an extensive breadth of industry sectors. So those are all things that we look at when we will be shortlisting for the next phase. So the first stage, once you've completed your application form, and if you're successful in being shortlisted, then you would have an initial online meeting with me. At that meeting, which will be recorded, it's to enable me to gain a good understanding of your business, to identify the key challenges that you're facing and what support you're actually looking for. And then towards the end of that, we will clarify and agree your expectations in terms of what you would like to achieve. And at that stage, we will set your KPIs. It may well be that your mentor, once you start working with you, may change those KPIs, depending, obviously everything's very fast moving at the moment. So the challenges that you face one week may be different the following week. So we're very adaptable, and we'll make sure that those KPIs remain relevant to you and your business at any time. What I then do with those recordings of those meetings, which take place on Zoom, is share those with the mentor that I assign to you. So it means that when you start working with your mentor, they will have received the 1 hour recording of the meeting that I've had with you, and also your application form. So they have a really good understanding of you and your business, the challenges you're facing, and what you would like to achieve once they actually start working with you. So the second stage from there is, I've just said that actually, businesses matched to the mentors. You would then have, this may change over time. We're undecided yet, we're waiting to get some feedback from the mentors, but you will either have an introductory 3-hour session with your mentor, or we may break that down into 2 2-hour sessions. And at that time, they will explore and agree the key tasks, timescales. They'll set the dates for the future sessions with you, and they'll confirm that the KPIs that you agreed with me are still going to be relevant for you and your business. So following on from the initial 3 hours or the initial 2 times 2 hours, depending which way we do it, then you would have either 2 or 3 follow-up 1-hour support sessions with your mentor. During those sessions, if you've got any challenges which are impacting on achieving the tasks that have been agreed at your initial meetings or your KPIs, again, your mentor will support you through that. And if any of them change, then obviously we'll adapt the advice and guidance and support that you're getting in relation to those as well. And your mentor will work with you to see if there are any additional factors which are impacting on your success and the achievement of those KPIs. So your commitment that we are looking for from everyone who is shortlisted is to make sure that you implement the tasks and outputs that you have agreed to do with your mentor before the next meetings. And that also includes downloading the Scottish Business Cares app, which will be launching very shortly. So the SBC app will basically be a go-to resource for any business in Scotland to support you again as everybody's easing out of lockdown. There's a fantastic resilience questionnaire in it, which will, once you've completed that, then it will come back to you and it will push you to a lot of different advice, which is really helpful. So that can be PDFs, etc. as well. And obviously, in addition to that, as I'm sure you all know, we're hosting a number of webinars, fireside chats, etc. as well, and those will continue. So we're asking everyone on the programme to make sure that they adhere to the agreed session dates and times, which are all set up at your initial meeting. Obviously, if there are exceptional circumstances, then we fully appreciate that. However, as you will appreciate in turn, all of the mentors have their own businesses and have their own day-to-day jobs that they're doing too, so their diaries are pretty busy. We're also asking you to provide open and timely feedback both to your mentor and to me. And at the end of the mentoring programme, then you will be sent a feedback form, which is not in the form of a survey monkey questionnaire. It's very much tailored to the KPIs that you have been working towards with your mentor. And we obviously will in turn then feed that back to the Scottish Government. So it's very much an open feedback culture. We will be in regular contact. If you found by any chance, we haven't had this at all in phase one, and I hope that we wouldn't going forward either, but if you found that you perhaps weren't gelling as well with your mentor, or you weren't feeling that they could offer you the advice and support that you actually need, then if you come back to me, then we can reallocate mentors if that's needed. Because at the end of the day, this programme only works where there is a really successful mentor and mentee relationship. And obviously identifying any problems in real time to make sure that we can find solutions to those as well. So, and that's the correct link that you can, if you haven't already registered interest, then if you go to that link, then you can do that. So that's pretty much an overview of the programme. Do any of you have any questions that you would like to ask? There's nothing coming up at the moment. No, I'm assuming in that case that there aren't any questions. So as I say, if you go to that link, then you will be able to register your interest. And at this stage, we're gathering that information. And once phase two opens, oh, here's a question. Once phase two opens, then obviously we'll come back to you. Just let me have a look at this question. What's the deadline for applications? We don't have a deadline at the moment. We're waiting to hear back from the Scottish Government, but you've certainly got a good sort of 2-3 weeks at this stage. Any other questions? No, I'm not seeing any others. Okay, thank you all very much indeed for joining us. And as I say, if you're interested in applying, then please feel free to do so. And we'll come back to you as soon as possible with your application form once we've got everything confirmed at our end. So thank you all very much indeed, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.